Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how Google ranks your website in the search results and how you can take advantage of that to drive more traffic to your site by getting it on the first page. So for comparison, I've taken your website as well as the top listings in 3 different search areas that I did, and I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it searches your website and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So we can see just from some of these numbers why they are outranking you in search results. But let me go into a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So when Google is determining how to rank your website, it uses 2 different factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which is basically a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained by what are called backlinks when other websites link or refer back to yours. Now, just to define these terms, if, say, the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 best flooring companies in Massachusetts, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, and that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain or one referring website. Now, backlinks can also come from blogs, any kind of posting sites, or press releases, but one important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those directories include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So you can see why Google trusts these sites based on the number of backlinks and referring domains that they have. But just something to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality. So they have to be coming from websites that are relative to your industry or your field, and they also have to be trusted sites from Google, otherwise they won't add any authority. Now, the second factor that Google uses for ranking your web page is the content on the page. So as you can see, you're being found for 7 keywords, and a few of them are actually for a different Ashland in a different state. So if I just click over into one of your competitors just to show you how it works, these are all the words and phrases that are being typed into Google search, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do some research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services and products that you offer, as well as the area that you offer them in, and make sure that those are being included on your site so you come up in search. So for instance, carpet showroom near me is being searched 400 times a month. If you were on the first page of Google, 400 people would see your website. And then we're usually pretty conservative and say that only 10% of those will actually become a lead and contact your business. Now, I don't know what the conversion rate is for your business, but let's be even more conservative and say of that 10%, only a quarter of those actually become customers and purchase something. You could be looking at 10 new customers per month just off of this one keyword. So then we repeat that process for all the other high volume keywords, and obviously the profit margin varies from different job, but you can see how that many number of leads adds up at the end of the month, at the end of the year, some additional revenue for the business. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your website. So if we go back in here and look at it, as far as the setup of your site, everything is great. Everything's up top so people can get all the information they're looking for. They can even search. Click the call is optimized so they can click right from their mobile phone. The problem is with the content itself because Google is going to come in and it's going to count all the words on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 to 2,000 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and the more likely it is to recommend you in search. Now, while it's counting these words, it's also searching for all those keywords, so any kind of products or services that you offer, and then areas that you offer them in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. And I have a feeling that things like these aren't being counting as a keyword because they're coming up as a picture, not as an actual text. So this is where we would have to add some content and rearrange some things on the page so that way we can add some more of those keywords so that you can be picked up from more different searches. Now, if we go back to some of the search results, the first thing that you're going to see come up is what's called the map pack. It's actually a pretty important area to try to get into because anywhere up to half of the people searching will just click on one of these top 3 sites. Now, to be listed in here is free. You just need to fill out your Google Business profile. It's part of the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. You want to fill out as much information as possible, all the fields, including the areas that you serve, the services that you offer, even the hours of operation. Then you want to constantly add geotagged photos from within the service area, as well as posts to your profile on a regular basis. You want to get as many reviews as possible, and then you want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want those to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now, underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or the more trust Google has in your site, the higher up in the list you're going to rank. So this is where you need to get more backlinks and referring domains than any of the other competition so you can get higher and higher up on the list. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. Also, we could talk about your goals and I can do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you, so please let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I hope this helps.